First thing you have is your lobes, which is really easy because they match the bones. You have the frontal lobe, parietal lobe, you have the occipital lobe, and the temporal lobe, which is on the side. And if you have two brains together, the big line down the middle is the longitudinal fissure. Because it runs longitudinally. And then on this side we have this big fissure kind of thing. It's not a fissure, it's a sulcus. This is the central sulcus, and then this one here is the lateral sulcus.
Central and lateral.
Lateral runs laterally. Then here you have the pre-central gyrus and the post-central gyrus. I'm not sure if those are going to be on the practicum, but he did mention them. So yeah, this one's towards the front.
Okay, so
pre-central is in front of the lateral sulcus, and post is behind the lateral sulcus. Okay. And then we go into the inside. All of this should be gray. This is all gray matter. And this is the white matter because it has axons covered in myelin, which is white, which is why it is white. Then we have this layer with all the lines. That's the corpus callosum. Yes. It's the first layer you hit. And you have kind of this kind of horn-shaped, that is the fornix. The fornix is right here. It's all along there. Then we go to ventricles. This space here is a lateral ventricle. There is one on each half of the brain. So there are two lateral ventricles. They are separated by like a sheet here that is called the septum pellucidum.
Oh yeah,
it's like a cellophane wrapper. Yes, if you have one here and one here, what keeps those two apart is the septum pellucidum. All right, and then the lateral ventricles connect to the third ventricle by this little hole here, which is right really, really deep, called the intraventricular foramen. And the third ventricle is around here. This is the thalamus, but it's right around the thalamus. You can't really see it, but it's there. Maybe over here. Then you go down from the third ventricle to the cerebral aqueduct. And you come down into the triangle-shaped fourth ventricle.
Fourth ventricle.
Yeah, it's this little deep guy here. And from there, you go down to the spinal cord. So the cerebral spinal fluid gets made in the ventricles and travels like that. Each ventricle has a choroid plexus, but the only one on here we can really see is, it's better on this one. It's the tail of the comet. So you see this, it's right here. Over here would be the opposite, it's the tail right here.
Okay.
That's a choroid plexus, which makes the cerebral spinal fluid. Then we go to the thalamus. That's this like oval-shaped guy here with the little dot in the middle. The thalamus, the dot is the intermediate mass. The intermediate mass connects the thalamuses. I don't know. Thalamuses is not a word, but that's okay. Thalamus. Then underneath the thalamus is the hypothalamus.
Where is it?
Right, I think.
Yeah, okay.
All this area right here. It's right underneath it if you're looking at the brain. Kind of sits like this, right here. So, boom. Hypo means under, so. That's that. The pituitary gland is better on this one. But it's not on this one. It's this pink bulb that sticks out right here. And right above that, well, kind of right above that, is the mammillary body.
Mammillary body?
Yes, mammillary body. It's the little white bump. It's over here. It's that little white bump. Yeah.
Oh, is it over there?
Yeah, it's here too. It's this guy.
Oh, okay.
But the pituitary gland's only on this head. This one right here. Okay, then you got the eye part, which is good because we have two halves of a brain now. So, this part right here makes up the olfactory nerves. So you have the olfactory bulb, which is the Q-tip end, and then you have the olfactory tract, which is the long part there.
The one that connects it?
Yeah, right there to it. Each one of them has it. And you have the optic chiasma, which which is kind of where these two all connect.
Okay.
It's like
So that connects
there.
Okay.
It connects the optic nerves. These little guys, little stubby guys, are the optic nerves. They would really keep going, but they don't. They cut them off. So that's the optic nerve, and in the middle of those is the optic chiasma. Kind of makes an X like right here. The bottom half of the X that goes into the brain is the optic tract. So this is the nerve, chiasma, tract. And then we go back to here. So we already did the mammillary body, or however you say it. That's there. Up here is the pineal gland. Pineal body or pineal gland. That's much better on this one. It looks like a rocket. And the
Pineal
end,
body.
yeah, pineal body, pineal gland, either one works. And then the end here of that rocket-looking thing is a choroid plexus of the third ventricle. So that's,
Choroid plexus of the third ventricle.
yeah, right here. This is the pineal body. And then these guys down here that look like boobs are the corpora quadrigemina. There are 4 of them. 2 here, 2 here.
So
Top
it makes
one,
4.
yeah, the top one is the superior colliculi of the corpora quadrigemina. The bottom is the inferior colliculi of the corpora quadrigemina. And on the bottom, you have all the crazy. Well, I guess before you even get there, we have the pons, which is this almond-shaped thing,
Pons.
and then the medullary oblongata. Yes,
Medulla
medulla, not
oblongata.
medullary. That's the bone.
Medulla
Medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. All right. Then you have the cerebellum, which has this little tree all over it, which is the arbor vitae.
Wait, which one's the cerebellum?
This little guy right at the bottom. He's at the back. And he's got a tree in him called the arbor vitae, or however it is said. And the outer layer of the cerebellum is the cerebellar cortex.
Cerebellar.
It means outer layer.
Okay.
Then you have all of the crazy nerves, which have Roman numerals. You have Roman numeral 1, 2, 3 is over here. And you go down the sides, you have 4, 5, 6. It just goes up and around. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Those are all of the crazy cranial nerves. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, we need to memorize it?
Okay. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. All right. So number 1 is, if you remember from before, that's the olfactory bulb and tract. This is the olfactory nerve. So that one's kind of easy because we have to memorize it anyways. Then this guy right here is the optic nerve, which we did before too. So that's good. Those are easy. Number 3 is over here. It's the oculomotor nerve, which is kind of like eye and motor, and it moves the eye, so ocular motor nerve. And 4 is over here. It sticks out from here. Trochlear nerve.
Trochlear?
Yeah. And then that moves the eye too. So 3, 4, and 6 all move the eye, but we're going to do 5 first. 5 is trigeminal. Yeah, that gives sensation to the scalp, the face, the nasal and the oral cavities, and the chewing muscles. So 5 does a lot. It's this little guy in the middle, trigeminal. And then 6 is abducens. I might be pronouncing some of these wrong, but I don't know.
That's right.
Abducens, okay. Abducens is also eye movement. It sticks out right here. So 4, 3, 4, and 6 all move the eye. 7 is over here, facial. And that's the facial muscles and taste. Taste is easier to memorize. I would do taste. So 8 is this little guy here. That's vestibulocochlear, and that is balance and hearing. Vestibulocochlear. These are insane. 9 is glossopharyngeal.
Glossopharyngeal?
Yep, glossopharyngeal.
For taste.
For taste, yes. So 7 and 9 are both taste. Here and here. Then we have 10. You can't really see 10. The X is kind of gone, so that's good to know. 10 is the big nerve that goes everywhere. It's vagus. It goes messages to the palate, the pharynx, the larynx, and the thoracic and abdominal viscera. And then messages from the digestive tract, the heart, and the lungs. That's like everywhere. It just goes everywhere. That's vagus. 11 is a spinal accessory. It's also the one closest to the spinal cord, so that's cool. And it's the sternocleidomastoid and trapezius muscles. Then 12 is over here. It's a hypoglossal nerve, and that is tongue musculature, which lets you speak.